Hi, I'd just like to take this opportunity to talk about drive web automation and, in this case, controlling two stepper motors in synchronization. So, drive web is our peer-to-peer communication protocol for deterministic and real-time control between devices and equipment in a given facility. Here's a Smarty controller, Ethernet-based. Drive web goes over Ethernet, talks to other drive web products, and creates a high-speed network for controlling various items such as motors and so on. In this case, the Smarty controller, very much like this one, has two step and direction channels generating pulses which drive two stepper motors with step drivers. And in this case, we're looking at our Savvy utility software running on a Mac. There's two windows open right now. We're looking at our function block environment, which actually is controlling these motors, and we'll talk about that. We have a small window here for various graphics that we wanted to bring parameters to the operator, for example. And we also see on the side here an iPhone or an iPad app, which in this case is running on an iPad and is tied to this system and mimicking what we're developing here. So anything that we do and develop immediately shows up on the iPad and becomes essentially an operator interface. So what you see here is two trapezoidal blocks feeding two stepper output blocks, and then the step and direction pulse train is going over to our stepper motors. We're looking at some other inputs, and there's a few other items going on, but essentially that's how simple the program is. If we take a look at a trapezoidal block, you can see that there are some various kind of parameters that you'd expect to see: accels, decels, pause, the move, etc. That's done for both motors. And then the step and direction block looks like this, and we basically set up how many pulses per rev of the motor and so on, and we can get our system tuned up and configured this way. What we see here on the left is some parameters that we've dragged out of our function block motion program, if you will, and pulled them onto a visual screen and created tiles so that we can adjust certain parameters, and those immediately show up on iPhones and iPads for users as well. If I wanted to look at a various parameter and plot it, for example, in this case we're watching the x-axis. I would add to a parameter doc and show a trend, for example, and I can actually get a plot and basically an oscilloscope or a trace of that particular parameter. I can set the gain a little bit so we can see it on the screen a little better, move things around, and we can do this with many parameters in the system, so you have a very nice tool for diagnostics and tuning, etc. So I just wanted to show you this system and basically the simplicity of putting together a little motion program, some graphic screens, and then even having a mobile device like an iPhone or an iPad controlling your system. So thanks so much for listening. Bye now.